absolute embarrassment for the Cowboys so far, because this is even the Cardinals team where you could say, hey, here they are. They do this every year, the Cardinals. They have a little bit of a run or a couple of weeks where they play out of their shoes, and you think, okay, the Cardinals are starting to realize their potential, right? They've been bad for so long. Now and they do it every year, and they fool you. They fool you every year. They think, oh, maybe this is it. But this is a Cardinal team that, look, Jacoby Brissett is starting a quarterback. They don't have either their top two running backs, right? Mary DeMarcado is leading the team in rushing tonight, right? Now, they have guys on this team outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, Trey McBride's one of the top tight ends in the NFL, but still, as you said, Marvin Harrison Jr. hasn't been great so far in his career. He's kind of been stop and go. He hasn't flashed as much. But this is a Cowboys offense that had kind of a down week against Denver last week, which you kind of get. All right, Denver's defense is really good. But you're home on Monday Night Football, and you're about to kick a field goal to bring you within 2 scores of the Cardinals. Like that, this is an absolute embarrassment for the Cowboys at a time just when I think even, I don't want to say the most staunchest disbelievers, but even people that are doubting the Cowboys would stop and say, well, offensively they're really good, and boy, I could see if they add a couple of pieces on defense, maybe it gets better. They can catch lightning about, and then you watch this, you go, oh no, the Cowboys, they're who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. That's
defensively giving you everything you thought they would be, and then some. I mean, that they've been deplorable on this last possession that ends in an Aubrey field goal for the Cowboys to make it 24-10. Dak's got the tight end over the middle. Oh, too high. He's not 8 feet tall. Just because you were walking around your neighborhood during the Halloween season, seeing your 10-foot skeletons and Jack Skellingtons all over the place, that ain't how high your guy can go and get it. So they end up having to settle for a field goal. Defensively, you're looking at Arizona giving up 22 a game. That's top 12 in the NFL, and they're getting healthy on that side of the ball. To your point, they've always scared you. Normally, it's an early flash from Kyler Murray and company, and then about midseason, it falls apart.
Yeah.
In this case, you lose Benson and Connor early. Here's the question I'm going to ask you, and this is for all of you out there. If you know, you know. Marvin Harrison said that he didn't really like the offense and was really disappointed in the offense being run in Arizona. Not Marvin Harrison Jr.
No.
Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
So do you think
the
that there was
Marvin Harrison.
Do you think there was a concerted effort, given the history of Marvin Harrison, to get his son the ball today?
I will say this. Anytime a wide receiver or a relative says they want the football, you give it to them. Right? Like anytime that happens, you get them the football, good things happen. I'm a firm believer at that when a guy says, or a guy's dad who happens to be a great wide receiver says, get me the football, you get it to them, right? Because that always seems to work out, right? Guys ask for it, you get it to them, it works out okay.
You just kept it at surface level with Marvin Harrison.
Well,
I'm going to give you credit.
Well, it's just Marvin Harrison. But I'll give you this.
I'm a landlord.
I'll give you this hot take off the bat here, right? Because we'll get into this over the course of the night tonight. Right, Jacoby Brissett's been okay tonight so far, right? He's been
what we
fine
always
enough
expected
tonight, right?
Jacoby Brissett for a while.
He's been one of the best backup quarterbacks in the NFL going on a decade, right? You he's not someone that's going to come in and suddenly be the backup that leads you to the promised land or someone worthy of a big contract, but someone who can come in and play pretty well. Mm-hmm. I know the deadline is tomorrow, so it's a good time to have this conversation. Now, obviously, it's not going to happen, but we talked last week that, boy, if the Dolphins could, they should move to a Tagovailoa because it's just not working out, and both sides need a fresh start. For Arizona, if they could, I would trade Kyler Murray. You've seen the best of Kyler Murray. How much longer are you going to wait for Kyler Murray? Oh, no, eventually, Kyler Murray's been in the league a minute now. This is not year 2 or year 3 you're looking for. Kyler Murray's been in the league for a while now. When you're getting into, when you've passed the year 5 and you're closing in, we're getting closer to the 10-year anniversary than the beginning of his career, you get that, okay, what he's done through a bunch of different offenses, different styles, different inventions of the team, different playmakers that he's had, and you're still a team that has not cut through. And you've been to the playoffs once. You've seen the best of Kyler Murray. Are you really suddenly going to, this year, catch lightning in a bottle? Kyler Murray's going to turn and start. He's not. Not that he doesn't have value, because there's systems for everybody, but what you've seen with Kyler Murray in Arizona, when you've seen him this long and you're still a team that is rebuilding, you know he's not the long-term answer. Now, could he go to another team and another more savvy quarterbacks coach can get the best out of him? One thing, we know there's a system for everyone, right? System for Daniel Jones, system for Geno Smith, system for Sam Darnold. Clearly, there's a couple of systems for Sam Darnold. The Jets just didn't have either of them. But Baker Mayfield, system for him. But for Kyler Murray, it's, okay, I think there's other teams in need of a quarterback that can say, okay, 28, 29 years old, we can go in on Kyler Murray. I know he's not a bigger quarterback, but I know how to get him outside the pocket. I know what we can do here. He's got a stronger arm than Tua. Yeah, we can make it work with Kyler Murray. And for the Cardinals, quite honestly, you should hit the reset button, right? I mean, how many times, how many coaches have you gone through? How many offensive systems? How many playmakers? And Kyler Murray is still someone that, yeah, if you finish close to 500, it's a success. Not that you're blaming Kyler Murray, but this guy's getting paid a lot of money where you've seen what he can do, and it hasn't gotten you any place. So, okay, you can do this with somebody else. And obviously, Jacoby Brissett comes in, and the offense is functioning at a pretty high rate. Now, this is the Dallas Cowboys defense where you, me, and Frostberg could get on them. But you still see it's not like Jacoby Brissett has come in to play the last few weeks, and the Cardinals offense looks like Syracuse without Steve Angeli. They can't even get 5 yards. Like, you've seen an offense that, without playmakers, is still able to move the ball up and down the field with your best players being hurt and your most talented players being question marks still. You've still been able to move the football. So what are you paying him for? Why are you going crazy? He's obviously not someone that's going to suddenly, all right, now we're taking off into Kyler Murray. Again, he's been in the league too long now for that to happen.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, as it's currently structured, you're not getting that next evolution out of Kyler Murray because, let's face it, the injuries have mounted and piled up. And this latest one, a foot injury that still keeps him out. A little chicanery with the injury report as they work through the week. He's good. Well, maybe he's not. And then, well, he's not going to start, but he may be available. We'll see. Like, you might as well find them the $100,000 that you did the Ravens because that was a joke too. But all of this to say, is he going to be? He's not going to get any better the way you've utilized him, right? He's got to evolve as a player because that thing that made him special, that turbo speed, whether he was Sonic the Hedgehog or whatever fat and Wile E. Coyote or whatever fast animated character you want to ascribe to him, that's not going to be part of his game here in short order, coming through all of the lower body injuries that he's had. And particularly a foot injury, you think for the second half of the season he's going to be able to scramble the same way? There's no chance, right? That's already gone. Forget about the other side of it, in terms of the depth of passing. We talk about when Tua said the quiet part out loud of not being able to see Jalen Waddle. Well, that's been what all of us out here in the world have watched with Kyler Murray on throws he doesn't make in red zone and short yardage situations. So, yeah, it would probably be best to go find a QB guru to take him to that next level. And for Arizona to lean in on what they've got with Sweat and this defense, Calais Campbell, who's 148 years old, and whatever else this offense is. Because you got McBride, you got Harrison Jr., you got two key pieces to what your next iteration is.
I mean, he's been in the league since 2019. Mm-hmm. His first 3 years, you thought, wait, he's going to be something special. His first 3 years were good, all kind of the same, but they were good. But he really hasn't been at that level. You're going back to 2021, man. It's not 2023. You're going back 4+ years to the last time he was a good quarterback when he was young and ascending at 24. Now, okay, he's been around. He's 28. He's not been that guy. He's had injury issues. He's had trouble staying. And when he's played, he's been just okay. I really don't know how you can sit here and say, all right, we're going to continue to build behind Kyler Murray. Just get out from under his money and start over offensively.
Well, I just look at it from the perspective. Yeah, get away from the money. You got to figure that out. It's funny money that he got that second deal, but he's played 17 games once. That was last year. It's the only full season he played.
Great, yeah,
right. But there were parts of games where he had to leave and didn't roll through. 21-11. Okay, that's fine. Nearly 4,000 passing yards. It's great. 7.1 an attempt isn't awful, but is it transcendent? No. And now we're back on the shelf once again.
Kyler Murray should be on another team. Won't happen by tomorrow, but hey, Tua, Kyler Murray should find new teams. Oh, Justin Frostberg's back at work tonight